we can think about the utility function in a different angle. So here we thought about utility function. So ui in terms of xi. We can also think about utility function. So we can also think about utility in terms of xj. So this means we can, so here we're gonna draw the individual i's utility as a function of the other individual's consumption. So for example, xi is here. So then, as we know, utility of individual I is his own consumption minus NV and minus compassion So let's think about this point. So suppose xj is equal to xi, then there is no inequality. So there is no envy, there is no compassion. So ui is just equal to xi in this case. So this point must be on this utility function. And let's think about this blue area. So in this blue area, xj is less than xi. So individual I has more than the other individual has. So in this blue area, there is compassion. So we have beta comes in this blue area. So in this blue area, x, so xj, so xi is bigger than xj. So this red expression over here, this is negative. So this max operator gives us 0 here. So we don't have NV. So we're gonna get compassion. So this part is positive. So max operator gives us xi minus xj. So in this blue area, ui is equal to xi minus beta I xi minus xj. So this is so we can simplify this utility function. So if we draw utility function ui as a function of xj, we can see that here it has a slope beta. So we can see that in this blue range, as xj goes up, individual i's utility is increasing. So in other words, in this blue range, as the other individual has more consumption, there is less inequality. So individual I has higher utility because individual I has lower disutility from inequality. And let's think about this green area. So here, now xj is bigger than xi. So the other individual has more than I have. So I'm gonna feel envy. So ui is equal to xi minus alpha I times xj minus xi, and there is no beta term because max operator gives us 0. So we can simplify this expression. So we can have so we can simplify this utility function. So we have this expression. So if we draw ui as a function of xj, so as a function of xj, we can see that we have a negative slope. So this is shape of ui as a function of xj. So we can see that individual i's utility is the highest when the other individual has exactly the same amount as I have, but otherwise my utility is lower. So as you can see, as we deviate from xi, so as xj, the other individual's consumption, deviates from what I have, xi, so as I deviate from the center, we can see that my utility is decreasing. So here we have utility loss because of disutility from inequality. Okay, and also we can see that the slope can be different here and here. So for example, so we begin from this point, and suppose the other individual has $1 less. So we begin from the equal point. So xj is equal to xi. So everyone has the same amount. And now suppose the other individual has $1 less. Then what's going to happen to my utility? So my utility is going to go down because I'm going to feel compassion about the other individual. So my utility goes down. And now suppose we begin from the center and the other individual has one more dollar. Then what's going to happen? My utility is going to go down because of inequality. In particular, in this case, I'm going to feel envy because the other individual has one more dollar. So my utility goes down. And if we compare this utility loss here and here, so we can compare these two arrows. One is red and the other is blue. We can see that blue arrow is gonna be longer. So in other words, the impact on utility loss is bigger when individual feels envy than compassion. So it seems that this is quite natural. So I may maybe I don't like inequality. So inequality in terms of compassion. So other individuals have less than what I have. Then I may feel compassion, so my utility goes down. But this effect can be quite limited and it can be quite small relative to the effect on here. So if other individuals have more than I do, then in this case, inequality is disadvantageous in my view. So in this case, my utility loss can be much bigger. So we can see that the slope in this utility function can be different. And in particular, on the left side here, the slope can be much steeper than slope here. So in general, we're gonna assume that beta is less than alpha. So it means that envy is bigger than compassion. So this alpha effect is bigger than beta effect. So there's a asymmetric effect going on here. So although individuals have disutility from inequality, this effect from envy is going to be much bigger than effect from compassion. And we can also say that beta must be a number between 0 and 1 because it seems that beta bigger than 1 is not reasonable. So let's see why. So suppose there are two individuals, individual 1 and 2. So x1 is consumption of individual 1, x2 is consumption of individual 2. And let's think about two situations. First situation, in this first situation, individual 1 has $3 and individual 2 has $1. Then in this case, let's think about first individual's utility. So what is first individual's utility? So first individual has $3. And as we can see here, there is inequality. In particular, individual 1 has more than individual 2. So we can think about beta term here because individual 1 is going to feel compassion. So minus beta 1. And the extent of inequality is 2. So 3 minus 1. So individual 1's utility is this. Next, let's think about second situation. In the second situation, first individual has $2 and second individual has $1. In this case, what is first individual's utility? First individual has $2 And first individual is gonna feel compassion because he has more than the other individual. So we're gonna have beta. Individual 1 has 2, the other individual has 1. So extent of inequality here is equal to 1. So this is first individual's utility. If beta is bigger than 1, so if beta is bigger than 1, then there is something not reasonable going on here because so we begin from beta bigger than 1. Let's add 2 on both sides. So we get this expression. And let's subtract 2 times beta from both sides. Then we get minus beta. So we get this inequality. So 2 minus beta is bigger than 3 minus 2 beta. So what does it mean? This utility is bigger than this blue utility. What does it mean? It means individual 1 prefers red to blue. So in other words, for individual 1, red situation is better than blue situation. Then what does this mean? It means if individual 1 is in blue situation, so if individual 1 is in blue situation, he prefers red situation, so he is willing to throw away his $1 to go to red situation. So if individual 1 is currently in the blue situation, because he prefers red situation, this individual 1 is willing to throw away his $1 to move to red situation, and he's gonna feel happier. But this doesn't seem reasonable in reality because it's not because I don't think there are any person in reality who is willing to just throw away $1 rather than giving $1 to the other person. So this doesn't seem to be reasonable situation. So beta bigger than 1 doesn't seem to be reasonable. So we're gonna so we usually assume beta is less than alpha and beta is a number between 0 and 1. So we can restrict the magnitude of beta as we can see here, but maybe there is no restriction on alpha. So let's think about this point here. Okay, so let's think about again 2 individuals, xi and xj. Suppose xj is bigger. So in this case, individual i's utility is his own consumption xi, and individual I is gonna fill NV here, so we're gonna have alpha comes to this picture. And now suppose, okay, so now suppose individual I's consumption goes down by 1. So individual I's consumption goes down by 1, but instead the other individual's consumption goes down by k. So suppose our consumption goes down at the same time, but individual I's consumption goes down by 1, but the other individual's consumption goes down by k. So in this situation, individual I's utility is, so his own consumption xi minus 1 minus, so suppose xj minus k is still bigger than xi minus 1, then we're gonna have alpha here, so inequality okay, so here we are moving from blue situation to green situation. So when we move from blue to green situation, we subtract consumption from both individuals, but the impact is much bigger for individual J. In this case, in traditional theory, if we think about individual I, according to traditional theory, individual I's utility must be lower, because in traditional theory, we just look at individual I's consumption. So as we can see, individual I's consumption goes down. So according to traditional theory, individual I's consumption utility must go down. But now we can see that it is possible that as we move from blue to green situation, individual I's utility may increase. So how come this is possible? This is possible because although individual I's consumption goes down, so he's gonna get lower utility from his own consumption, it is possible that the inequality between these two individuals goes down. So this utility from NV is gonna be lower. So this effect operates to increase individual I's utility. So it is possible that individual I's utility goes up. So in other words, using inequality, we can rearrange this inequality to get this inequality. So in other words, this inequality says when we do this when we subtract consumption from both individuals, it is possible that individual I has higher utility if K is big enough. So if K is bigger than this threshold, so if K is big enough, then individual I's utility is going to increase. So in other words, here K, this is the decrease in consumption for individual J. So if this K is big enough, so for individual I, as long as, although he's losing some consumption, as long as the other individual is losing a lot, this is going to reduce inequality between them. So individual I's utility is going to eventually increase. So for example, suppose alpha is 4. So if alpha is 4, then this threshold is 5/4. So it's 1.25. So this means if alpha is 4, as long as K is bigger than 1.25, individual I's utility is going to increase. So in other words, individual I is willing to give up $1 to reduce his opponent's asset by $1.25. So basically, each individual is willing to sacrifice his own cost to reduce inequality, and by doing so, they can increase their utility. So it seems that alpha can be any number. So alpha can be any number. So as alpha gets really big, so suppose alpha is equal to 10, then this threshold becomes very close to 1. So this inequality says that as long as K is bigger than or equal to 1, individual I is willing to sacrifice $1 to reduce his opponent's asset by K dollars. So we can say that this alpha measures the degree of envy of each individual. So if alpha is really big, as we can see from this inequality, if alpha is really big, then it means that the individual is willing to give up $1 to reduce the opponent's asset by about $1. Okay, so this is a basic explanation of FS model. This is the basic explanation of FS model. So as we saw here, FS model explicitly considers inequality. So FS model assumes that individuals obtain this utility from inequality. So that's why it's called the model of inequality aversion. So here we add inequality aversion because individuals do not want to have inequality. So we thought about this model of inequality aversion, and we thought about two kinds of inequality, and so envy and compassion, and we saw that why it is reasonable to assume envy is bigger than compassion. So we have beta less than alpha, and moreover, we saw that we can put some limit on beta, so beta can be some number between 0 and 1, but we don't need to put any restriction on alpha. So alpha can be very big number, and if alpha is really big, it means that the individual feels really great envy. So that individual is willing to sacrifice his money to reduce the opponent's money, almost 1 to 1.